Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. I am joined by quite a few jokers from the previous new castings. We have Grippa,
Yellow.
we have Ravzia,
Hello.
and we have Commander Xander.
Hello, it's me.
Zonder.
So we're on turn 12. And in a lot of games that would mean expansion is over. But really in this game you can see expansion's really just getting going.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I see a lot of
There's a lot of gray flags.
There's
double expands this turn.
There's at least one bump.
So we have a message from Micklin. Well, that didn't go well at all, did it? And then he says, Ulm wanted 141 despite not being in a position to take it, and graciously offered that I could keep it for the other two provinces I had already taken. I had already put in the order for 141, successfully took it, and then offered the province for 10 turns worth of income and some gems. 10 turns worth of income is pretty steep, but, you know, negotiate how you want. To compensate for the difficult position I was in. Ulm said this was too steep and didn't provide a counteroffer while moving the units closer to the province. I attacked first, it backfired, although not too bad. Keeping the profit and some jags and crossbows, so I assume we're at war now. No idea how their expansion went. I saw them lose a fair bit one turn, and they seemed to struggle to go east. I'm hemmed in, and my income is horrid compared to test games. I can't really afford infrastructure, so I'll attempt to take Ulm's.
That's called playing multiplayer.
Yeah, that last sentence or second to last sentence. I'm hemmed in, and my income is horrid compared to test game. It's like every other game, right?
Yeah. Welcome to multiplayer.
Play single player and cut everything by half, and that's your multiplayer experience.
So, okay, I don't see any flags. I was going to use that. Okay, so Ulm is over here. And what we had seen in the previous episodes was Micklin was moving forces over this way, and we were thinking he was going to get a critical mass of jags and roll over him. Well, before he was able to combine forces, he attacked, kind of, you know, fighting in detail, and got defeated in detail. And so Ulm has now built up an even bigger force, but it looks like from this, Ulm's in a bit of a, he's in a bit of a position. He's got 13 PD here and about 70 units. And this is 100 and like this Ulmish army is 110 sacreds.
A lot of Jaguars.
Mainly Jaguar warriors.
And this is Blood Bond. So if you don't kill all of them, you kill almost none of them. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's enough stuff there that can soak arrows, and I don't think the crossbows will be as effective as normal.
It looks like he bought mercenaries, I assume, with the swordsman. And
Yeah, you can't get swordsmen otherwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would just be heavy infantry.
Yeah, I think this is Mercs. Yeah.
Yep.
So, the other thing that makes it really hard for Ulm is he now has to guess where Micklin's going. So, like, if you're going to PD dump, he's got a 50% chance of getting it right.
I mean, that doesn't assume that Micklin's going to attack again. Micklin just kind of got his ass kicked.
I mean,
It might be now on the defensive.
Grippa.
But he has
It's
a big
turn 12. Look at this.
That's a lot of Jaguars. That's an all-in.
It has
And
to
we
be.
just got a message from him, Grippa. He says, I'm too poor to make infrastructure, so I might as well take Ulm's.
Yeah, he said that. I say a lot of things too, and then you just don't do them. You're just like, yeah,
Well,
but if I lose...
To be fair, I'm a little surprised that he's going into Ulm, given that Joman came right up adjacent to his cap circle and slapped a fort down onto a farm province.
Mm-hmm.
So it's surprising to me that you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go fight Ulm now instead of fight in this choke point with my big Doomstack and Sacreds.
This is a hard way to fight a little bit. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, you can take the fort and then try and Diplo your way out of it because they're not going to want to fight until the fort, right?
Yeah, that's maybe true.
That's a good fort placement.
Yeah, we haven't really thought how his Bless would do against an Earth Serpent, but
if he doesn't have strength, it would maybe struggle, especially if there's like Moss Body and Regen able to be put on it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is nothing happens in the Micklin front except he moves stuff over this way.
Yeah.
Ulm, maybe we'll do rows this time instead of columns. Ulm comes over here, takes these indies, which he has bounced off of before. I believe there were heavy cav here, but he's killed all the heavy cav, and now there's just some crossbow.
Yeah. Can he get back home this turn? He still can't.
No.
He's still cut off by the mountains.
Yeah, this is a really
He's
weird map
literally-
nuke thing. Like these guys are totally isolated.
Maybe someday he'll take the throne, right?
Yeah.
Well, do the basic Bakamona have mountain survival? You can get those over the mountains at least.
They probably do,
Mhm.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
the rangers and such. Oh well.
Can his commander go over the mountains though?
They do have mountain survival, so they
Yeah,
can
so
go over.
he could get a Bakamona
He can get a
commander.
Bakemono commander. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty advanced for a new player game. I honestly probably wouldn't even have thought that myself.
Okay.
But I'm
Meanwhile, those lizard shamans that Ulm and Abyssia should be fighting a war over,
Oh yeah, still haven't
Yes.
been taken.
hanging out.
To
Yeah.
be fair, there's like a province that Micklin has completely encircled that they haven't gone and taken yet either.
No, I mean that's more. Oh my god.
And that's their largest
Whoa.
province.
Whoa.
Wow. You
I
wouldn't
have no income. That's
Well,
with
you-
35 unrest.
you wouldn't tell that off the side. I mean, it's got the little houses, but it's tiny, and usually the size
He
of the province.
definitely has his dominion in there though.
Yeah, you'd be able to see. Yeah,
Does
you'd be
he?
able to see that.
It's
No, it
late
actually
H-Mix.
doesn't.
No,
It
he
actually doesn't.
Yeah, it's late
Oh
H-Mix.
my god! I just assumed.
How is his dominion actually? He should be sacking, right?
no.
I see.
A little bit.
He has Dominion in like
Who's well,
3
the
out of
Earth
5 of
Serpent-
his cap circle.
The Earth Serpent is right there, isn't it? You gotta make sure none of those are Jomans. Because I thought the Earth Serpent was sitting on the Joman fort.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is why he probably didn't come mess with this. Like, there's an Earth Serpent sitting on this fort. The Earth Serpent's probably going to take this next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing our path though. So he's got hard decisions to make about what to do here with this Micklin business. Phlegra.
Flager's struggled, but now he's doing well. Please tell me that's not a
As a scout. No battles.
The thing is, he still has a little bit of room,
Yeah.
right?
mean-
Because Ulm's not going to contest him on anything.
Yeah, Phlegra, I
Micklin
believe, was...
comes in.
Yeah, he's positioned 2 right now, so he's not really in a hurry to do anything. And it looks like he's going to get this heavy cav province.
Has he set up a second fort yet?
Oh god, we did this the other turn, but I don't remember, so I'm going to have to go through and like actually click on everything. How does he not have a single second fort? I don't see anything.
Yeah, that was my question. I was looking at it. He's a decent size now. He's got plenty of farmland too.
Oh, fort's under construction, so here he's got one going up. Which is a
Okay,
great
that's-
province to fort. Decent income, 3 gems, or no, 4 gems.
It's a choke point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice one. How much is the farm right south of it? Like,
Yeah, it's a nice one.
That's
1,500.
curious.
Okay, so I don't think we see any Phlegran priests. I'll be oh, no, there's some priests here. I don't know if they're Phlegran priests. But
One of them is a flagrant priest.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Videos. Yeah.
Okay, and then Arco. Arco had really kind of struggled to expand. Do we get a bump? No, that's Bogarus doing some Malia Druzina. I don't see anything. What is he doing, guys?
Look on the
What he's
top right. He's got an army up there.
Oh,
I don't know where they're going.
we're going this way and we ain't turning back.
it's kind of interesting because if you think about it, you're like, there's nothing about this province in particular that means it should be the monkeys or something. But he just doesn't care about normal map nuke expansion at all. He's just like, I'll go where I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, like, leave all these provinces, these core ones. Let's go take this one.
He saw that farm and he's like, I'm grabbing it. When he has, like, technically it's not closer, but that farm on the left just looks better.
Yeah.
It consolidates him a bit more. This is a province that you take, and normally that means people are going to attack you for it. Because why do you own this?
Right. But the monkey's not looking too
It depends
aggressive.
on how Patala feels, right?
And Agartha's been staring at this farm. He's had a pile of cave drakes here, or cave mice,
and
and
the
hasn't
fort right
taken
next to
it
it.
for a year.
Yeah, Gartha's got the fort right next to it too.
But
That's like
Arco's kind of rough expansion. If he comes back and just gets these for free at turn like 16 or whatever it's going to be, and gets this, and he's got this and this, I mean, he could be decent sized.
Yeah.
If people just let him finish his expansion really late. All right, and that brings us back to Micklin. Let's come down to Joman. I mean, not Joman, Bogarus.
He has encircled the province.
I feel like we
Yes.
have to watch
It is
all of
captain,
these
though.
high mage commitment battles. If any of you haven't seen it yet, this is delightful. They're on guard commander, so they're not going to attack. Interestingly, with this expansion style, they all target the mage thing the first round, so he's actually not terribly likely to lose them, because these are all now ethereal,
I
lucky,
think-
twist fate.
Yeah, I think especially they should have higher HP density because it's 3 versus 2. But I think
Right.
especially Twist Fate and Luck will actually target lower protection and try and hit the maximum number of troops. So they're more likely to hit like some bugs that have 0 prod than they are the actual infantry. You want to say
Or they'll hit the enemy.
they do not have 100 accuracy. That's correct.
Did you see that battle? Were you here for that one?
No, I remember
Yeah.
somebody complaining in a thread once that they were like expanding with a mage, and they cast Moss Body, and it hit an enemy heavy cav square.
Yeah,
So there were
fought
heavy cav with
guys.
Moss Body.
Yeah, his mages were on advanced and cast Twist Fate and Luck and was hitting enemy militia, independent militia, who were then fighting and killing his guys.
It was
Yeah,
one of the
because
funniest
they
things.
had-
And
they
it didn't
had
happen once. It happened like 3 times. It was one of the funniest things
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
I
No,
agree.
they're not on advanced and cast anymore.
Well, they
So,
might
yeah,
be. I think they just, the
Hopefully
enemy's
they're
closed. Let's see.
Imagine if he was so big brained that he actually stopped researching so he wouldn't give his mages something else to cast. He's like, they can't fuck this up if they only
What's the-
have these.
what's
They
the
are
one
advanced and
spell
cast. Look
that
at
they
them.
Always, oh,
They're
are.
running for it. It's like we got.
He got lucky.
He's like
That guy
pimp
could've-
slapping these guys. Look at this.
Although he does have luck and Twist Fate and everything.
Dude, we're
I
gonna
love
check these
how
commanders.
we-
I think they got some kills. I think these mages have melee kills.
There,
I
that's one.
think
Yeah,
they did.
right there. Well, that guy bled to death, I think. You can check though.
Yeah, we got
One
one.
of them,
Yeah.
one of them got a kill.
You knifed him.
That's rich.
It's a good thing he doesn't have Blake yet. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, Misfortune 3 paying off here. We got losing the province to some dire wolves.
To be fair, it was 1 PD.
Yeah.
Does Bogarus have a second fort going up yet?
Let's see. So Bogarus, where would we expect? Maybe here? No.
That's 20 PD in that province. Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Might
got
have gotten an
a.
event. It was like plus 15 or something.
Ooh.
I mean,
It's
he's
probably
Misfortune 3, so I don't know.
Yeah.
that farmland looks
I
like
would
the best
assume
one.
the 21 PD is he put 6 and then he got 15. But the 20 PD is probably just him. Maybe
Yeah, that one.
worried about statistic bump or something.
The farmland because it borders the fort or the forest, and the cave would be a good fort there.
Oh yeah, he did get.
Yeah, he did get it.
So, I mean, this is interesting too. Like the fort timings are really slow. Like these are some really slow
Yeah.
timings. Like
And
you
I
should
mean,
be having a fort coming
Bogarus-
up.
Bogarus is a nation you would expect to be taking good enough scale so they can afford one.
I think part of the issue is players are like, okay, I want to fort a good province. I don't have that many good provinces, so I'm going to hold off on building my fort.
Well,
Like, you really need to be
Bogarus
like,
should have some, right? Like they have a farmland and at least one large plain tile.
Well, you want to make sure your fort borders at least one resource providing province, like a forest, mountain, cave, whatever. So you can actually
yeah,
build
but
your
how long ago did
Yeah.
you take that like farm? Like Bogers had
Yeah.
some troubles expanding,
Yeah.
so he might not have gotten it until 2 turns ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems
true.
that stem
And I
from
think
bad
he's
expansion. Like if you have bad expansion, you
right
don't have
for
great
sure.
fort locations. You
And
get
you're just
you don't have
slower
much
to
money.
afford them because you don't want to slow down your cap recruitment, so the available money decreases as well.
Mhm.
Okay, I will be right back.
take a look at this. Joman expanding. Joman's been doing obviously pretty excellent.
That's not too hard either. It's just
we've been doing nothing but praising this guy's expansion, and Ruff see it with the I've seen better.
No, he's doing pretty good. But I mean, with the amount of stuff he brought, it's not too surprising that he won.
Yeah, he definitely has brought a lot of things to a lot of.
Yeah, I don't love the
mean,
Cav positioning here. Like, the Cav are going to show up by the time the battle's over.
Yeah, in theory, the infantry should have been on hold and attack, and they would have hit at about the same time. In theory. I don't know if I would have brought the monk. Is there any item on the monk? Why is he walking over there?
I'm guessing he's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's site searching or
site
something.
search.
I feel like you do want to site search water
If
early.
the German was really cheeky, he would put like a temple there. He'd try and dom kill the
Micklin?
Micklin, because the Micklin only has one temple to blood sack out of. So
Well, he has surrounded us, so
yeah. Also, and this is something that's easier to figure out with more experience, I don't know if he's fording the other underwater province yet,
No.
but you want to have... It doesn't matter if they're overlapping resources. You just want to maximize Ryogen production, typically. So you should be focusing on getting as many underwater forts as possible. Shark Warriors are good, but Ryogen are better. They're more necessary for German.
How are the Ryogen for, like, research efficiency?
They're not great, but they're not abhorrent either.
Okay.
Right? Like, they're expensive, but because they're sacred.
Yeah.
The main thing is
That's
you don't
not
really
bad.
want them for researching because they're slow to recruit and somewhat expensive. So it doesn't increase your research quickly, but it'll
Do you
still
site
be
search
okay.
with them right away, or what do you do with them?
You will site search with them. They're really reliable elemental mages because they have the connected paths, right? So especially for water or whatever elemental path, you're much more likely to get an air to or fire to Ryogen
Right.
than you are anything else. So yeah, it makes sense to use them to site search.
Okay.
And they have excellent mobility, so if you only have like a couple provinces here and there that you still need to site search, they can easily get there in like a turn. So.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the expansion over there. I think that's it for Joman.
Yep, and Abyssia double expanded, which is good. They're catching up. They still have plenty of room too.
Yeah, Bissy is catching
Speaking
up.
of expanding into weird provinces,
Oh, if any of you guys are drinking, I actually have a drink poured. We have our first lossless expansion, I believe. So,
oh yes,
that was an
thank God.
assassin.
so cheers.
expansion.
Oh, it was? Well,
Yeah, there's no
okay.
commanders.
Damn it. Okay, we're not drinking to this.
Put them down. Put them
Yeah,
down.
put them down. Oh, okay. Loses
It's
4
close.
here.
And they're mercs, so it doesn't matter. Those don't count.
Those don't count.
Pardoning Richard Nixon.
I know, that's the best name.
Still gets me every time.
God name. Gerald Ford. Prophet name. Pardoning Richard Nixon. I love it. Every time. All right, so 2 expansions. Okay,
How
here's a
did
question.
Abyssia get all the way over there by Sitos and Kalen? Speaking of weird farmlands to grab.
Yeah, I don't know. He did it though. So, okay, here's a question. This Cav province, 60. It's got a 60-person army, a lot of heavy Cav, probably 20 heavy Cav is my guess. Do you think this Abyssian army can take it?
He's going to attack it.
I think he can once the assassins kill the heavy cav commanders.
Okay, that wasn't what I was asking, but
If
because
there are a lot of sacreds there, and they do have the heat aura, so it's gonna be bloody.
Yeah.
Very, very bloody.
I don't like the formation because it's
Yeah.
not all together.
That too.
Yeah, like he can definitely have
They-
2 of those.
they
3
can
squads
definitely-
around. He can-
Yeah, he could lose 2 squads up front, and
I
then
wonder-
it's just too much stuff, right?
Does he have? I wonder if he has any. Let me see if I can do F1. I wonder if we can see any signs of gimped units.
You know-
they all look pretty healthy. Actually.
Yeah, because it'd be. I think you would want a cavalry screen and then have the rest try to all make contact at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's
those-
a solid army. It might be able to. I don't remember what bless he took. Should be something because he's assassin expanding.
Right.
Although I don't
Okay.
think he had anything to bless the sacreds there, did he?
No, I don't
No.
think there was a prophet. So, yeah. Okay. So I don't think he can take. I think honestly, 20 heavy cav would fuck this up really bad.
I would
Yeah.
save it and then go one
Alright.
over and then one up.
Yep.
You save it for one of the other parts. Maybe go take those lizards
Or
out.
he could just wait for a turn, right, and let this army come here, and then he can combine and take that.
Man, he has
Oh.
a lot of heavy calves left. I can see why these are the last ones being taken.
Oh yeah, this is heavy cav too, but this
That's
is probably
heavy
only
cav.
like
I think
10.
the one north of that is heavy cav too. I think
Oh yeah.
it says mainly crossbows. I don't know about that one.
Zan is the heavy or the Abyssia expert. What do you use to take heavy cav with Abyssia? Just assassins or what? Or you don't?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That's where you send your assassins, and then you pray that they don't lose to the heavy cav commanders.
Because I
Yeah.
imagine
Are there any heavy cav commanders in the Hall of Fame? Because that can happen. It's not fun.
Yep.
How do these guys do against heavy cav? They don't have a shield, but they have a pretty good
They have
protection.
enough HP. I think they can slap them
Don't-
pretty good.
Warbred are fantastic, but they can't get hit by a lance. That will end them.
The lance will end them.
Okay, so you put
Okay.
something in front.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's going to hit, right? Because they've got 7 defense. So lance
Yep.
charge, 100% hit rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can do. You can say summon imps helps, but honestly, the most practical solution is just assassinate those provinces.
Well,
Okay.
Avoid them
no,
with, like,
he needs to roll out his astral mages and start having them all on guard commander while he casts Lock, Body, Ethereal, Twist, Fate for the entire battle.
I'll cry a lot.
That's
if I
how
do
you take it.
Yeah, he's gonna G4. Does he have warlocks yet? That looks like a
that.
lot
Oh
of.
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's got a warlock.
No, he's got
Oh, okay.
warlocks. He's got warlocks.
Okay,
I
good.
was gonna say that doesn't look like a lot of astral mages. I was concerned for a second there.
We've got a fort coming up here on top of this rune of fire.
Okay, there are some high value provinces left for grabs there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Not a
just
bit-
there, but the lizards are good. There's 2 farmlands left in between him and
Yeah.
Success.
I feel like he and Arco in the same boat. If they are allowed to just finish their expansion unopposed, they can be in a good spot. Especially if this guy gets the lizards. He really, Lady Tabussia really needs those lizards.
I would be interested to know if the Joman did Diplo, because it seems like some of at least the heavy cav province has been there for a while, and the Jomans have been building up a bunch of troops in the cap that they're not using.
Yeah, I wonder
my.
what these are for.
They should probably not be recruiting a bunch of Ashigaru anymore.
I mean, I think
Unless they
they're
know what
siege
they-
chaff, maybe, right? Like you're gonna
Yeah,
go
if
roll
you
somebody.
think you can take. There's that one throne that's southwest of there that maybe is small enough that they can take with normal troops, but yeah, if you don't have a purpose, you don't want to be spamming out troops because it slows down your development otherwise.
Yeah.
And also, I'm curious.
But I mean, he's the
what-
person with the most infrastructure by a mile. He's got 2 forts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have we seen that has another fort yet?
No, he's got 4.
Fort? Where's the 4th one?
There's one on the bottom, including his cappy. His 4. He built 3.
Oh yeah, damn. Yeah, I mean, look at this shit. I mean, he probably has more than Lemuria.
Barely,
where's German?
but Yes.
Where's German?
Yeah, it's the top one. It's in the middle.
Red,
Okay,
red,
here we go.
red, gray.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, wait. So yeah, it's a Lemuria. So let's take Lemuria out. Yeah, he's a head and shoulders above the next player for forts. Look at that. That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
Infrastructure gopher. It's the New Deal.
All right, so we've done Abyssia. I think this also is like a thing. If you're in a new player game, like on one hand it's
You get
stressful,
better as you
but-
go, right?
but like it's turn 12. Like you should be done with expansion. There's so much room for every player to keep expanding. That's like an amazing luxury that you would not have
Mm-hmm.
in an advanced player game. So, you know, like go out and try a new player game. It's fun. Like it's not that hard. Okay, Satis.
I'll join one right now.
Grippa, you're not allowed
You're
them
not a new
anymore.
player.
Just a
Damn it.
for the Falconeer lovers. Got more Falconeers than I've probably ever seen in an expansion party.
Yeah.
That's all I
Only
make
one commander.
when I'm placed with this. That's all I make. I don't like any of the other late age infantry, so I just make Falconeers.
I agree with you.
Wilson's preparing his 15-minute speech about the Elite Warriors.
There's no elite warriors in this. You
I
can't.
know there's not, but I thought you were going to go on a rant about how they need to have elite.
I don't know how effective those poison slingers were. It looks like they mostly missed, and by the time they hit, all the enemies were dead.
I don't think they get many. Yeah, they don't get kills. Like, I don't think the poison damage gets attributed to them, so we're not going to be able to see.
You can't tell. Yeah.
But they probably, we can calculate friendly fire at least. So the Indies killed 3, yet he lost 6. So there was at least 3 friendly fire.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah. Did we see the bless? I don't think we've seen the bless yet.
I hope it's magic weapons just to fuck with us.
Scout pinging.
Just for the Lemuria.
Oh, assassin expansion continuing turn 12. Very spicy.
That's a risky one, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a deal with the Phlegra. It's like, okay, you have decent borders. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah,
I'll admit I
he's
do
set up
that
to
on
take this.
missions.
Or one of the farmlands for...
Yeah, I think he's going to go for the farmlands to the left.
You think he? Yeah.
Well, only one of them is better. The one with the heavy cav. Well, I guess they both have heavy cav. I guess everything is heavy cav that's left now.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny? Like, he's making all these chariots. He's near 3 nations that can do fire elementals, and fire elementals fuck up those chariots. like
Fire elementals fuck up like 95% of late age cities.
Yeah.
They are made of
anybody, Grippa. It's only people who have fire res that don't care.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
true.
especially like, well, I don't know, anything with a like a cavalry thing, like anything that's expensive and has a 0-linked weapon.
All the undead long dead have such low HP,
right?
That they just walk up with their falchion and they hit and then they die to the fire shield.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that fire shield triggers before the damage goes. So I remember this because we were playing. I was playing Naba, and I was fighting Asphodel, and we were having like a Discord discussion about like how you tank mannequins because they have all the fatigue damage, like with the thug, and everybody was like, "You can't." And they're like, literally, you're trying to do something that mannequins were designed to kill, like to kill. You know, like their fatigue will fuck up thugs. Like you're not like. It's illegal to try to thug against them. That's like the one thing they're good at.
Shield.
And then you put on fire shield, and they literally all like fucking explode. It's hilarious. I mean, you really don't even need other buffs or gear. You just put on fire shield, and they all die.
You would still need
Marignon, they just like, grab a little initiative or whatever. They put fire shield on, and then they just suicide them in, and they kill so much that it's worth it.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure, but I'm pretty sure the mannequins didn't do damage. They all died before their thing went through. Like the guys, like my thugs weren't getting fatigued out. They literally all died from fire shield because it's like they have 2 linked to 0 weapons.
That sounds horrible for the Asphodel.
Yeah. So okay, so anyway, that's Satis. Coming to Bogaroos, we've already done them. They did this cool expansion. Coming south, we have the monkeys.
Monkeys.
Oh yes, Pretender expansion. Can't afford indie commanders, so we got the Pretender tagging along.
Well, doesn't he have good leadership?
Probably.
It's 120, right?
150.
Yeah, 120. That's +2.
Okay, wait. Do we know how this ends? This looks fucking scary to me. Like cavemen make me shit my pants.
Where are the commanders? Caveman commanders, they're in the back. Oh, no.
Bro, the flame bolt.
The flame bolt's got this. You don't understand. And then also the monkeys.
Fire and keep distance.
They routed them instantly.
Oh, he's routed some. So I guess this is a good point. Archery doesn't matter as much under like the precision penalty is not a huge deal under like in a cave. Because these guys, this actually was efficient as hell. Damn.
Oh, it was rock
throwing. I think he got lucky. But
they've got no protection, and the precision malice is like whatever.
Yeah, cavemen are excellent. I don't know what you're talking about. But they have fire and cold red.
God, I was hoping he would snipe that one that was retreating.
That's what you make when you're playing against an Abyssea and you have no way to put fire res on. You just make cavemen.
Yeah, cavemen mess up Abyssea. We're all good.
And because Abyssea has no defense, the giant clubs always hit. So.
That's a good point.
Yep. Cavemen and then barbs.
I mean, that
mess
was
up
clean
the
as
staff
hell.
rope.
Damn. Like a, golf clap.
Yeah, the Light Bandar warriors have the sticks and stones too, right?
I
Yeah.
would
There's even
never
more.
have done that.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay. So what
Still
are the
some
monkeys
room
doing
for
there?
him,
It looks
too.
like, yeah, they've got plenty of room to
I'm gonna
expand
take
still.
one of the other ones there. That top expander force doesn't really have anywhere to go unless they're really cheeky and they want to snipe that Bogaroos province.
Tell me they go for the throne. He's throwing flame bolts. They're woodsman blowpipes. He's got them.
I mean, this
I
is
know
like the
about
worst indie in the game, so it just matters what mages are here. People see woodsmen, they freak out because they think it's bloodhinge druids, and it's like,
No, there has to be like foul spawn or something,
Mhm.
right? That could definitely be a scary mage on top of there. You know, I don't
Mhm.
think he can deal with fire elementals if there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple wizards in there.
well, Agartha had a pretty solid start, but they've really lost steam here. But they have just an enormous number of troops, like a ridiculous number. I think they're really scared of the 80 barbs.
They can take those. Come on, he's got that now. What does he have in his cap? Is that a bunch of crossbowmen? Yeah, and longdead.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna fuck
Got
them
that
up.
one. There's no way he could fail that one.
Yeah,
Not if he merges there. He's got what 3 or 4 armies adjacent to it now.
Oh,
yeah.
he's tiny.
Yeah,
issue
the
is,
problem for Agartha is, unlike almost every other player we've looked at,
Yeah,
where it's like,
he doesn't
hey,
have space.
it's turn 12, but there's still plenty of places they can expand to. He's fucking boxed in. He has nowhere to expand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did all of his neighbors expand the earliest towards him?
Yeah.
Right? The only neighbor that Mictlan had pushed off adjacent to first was Agartha. The only place Patala doesn't have indies they can expand into is adjacent to Agartha. Even Arco came up out of nowhere and sniped that farmland.
Yeah.
Yeah. How annoyed would
So
you
he
be?
only has, what, 2 indie provinces he can access now that aren't thrones?
I mean,
So
yeah.
I could definitely see, just given the positioning, either an early war versus Mictlan or Joman in Agartha's future, simply because those are the. I guess Joman is the closest to him, and it's kind of an isolated fort, so that might be a juicy target. And then the Mictlan we know is about to maybe fight Ulm, and it's
Yeah.
possible that Ulm knows Agartha is a neighbor, so there could be diplomacy.
I mean,
we don't know.
yeah, I think Joman, if he knew that the Earth Snake was up here, Joman's a pretty good target, because Joman does really struggle against massed archers early, and he's got a fuck ton of crossbows. So
Yeah, that's
if
like
he
the
puts a
whole-
big pile of crossbows and some heavy cav and some cave knights on this fort, like, Joman's not going to have anything to say about it. So,
Yeah.
Right. Not without the Earth Snake or something. Scary
Right.
like that.
right. Okay, so that's Agartha. Lemuria, our favorite nation.
They triple
Oh, boy.
expanded, didn't they?
Oh god, they need to.
Now
Oh,
remember,
we've got Cassius
earlier-
here. The little floating head.
There he goes.
I remember I lost a pretender of that once. I had no idea why because I couldn't
Yeah.
see it.
It's pretty funny. Alright, takes this without any or hardly any losses, and
He
we have
bumped on that
a
one.
bump. A shit ton of
Probably his
mammoths.
only neighbor that doesn't care that he's a hero, right?
Right.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's a lot of heavy cav. I don't know how much better he could have engaged the heavy cav.
Well, you want to probably not break the lance
Because-
charges with the mammoth. I had that going fast. We'll slow it
Yeah,
down.
That's
but I mean,
a
there's
lot
so
of
many
damage.
heavy cav that you're in real danger of just killing all of your infantry. Because how many heavy cav is that? That's like at least 12.
That's like 15, I think.
Probably more, yeah.
I mean, that is not what you want, though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's you
I like
have
the
to
small
have put
scattering of
the
birds.
infantry in front of the mammoths because they can't
I mean, he only had.
engage at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just the positioning just doesn't work unless you just decide to tank the lance charge.
I mean, you have to lose 10 units here, right? But you might as well not have 3 of those be the mammoths.
Yep.
I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. Luckily,
So-
everything else was pretty easy to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing,
So,
Caleb,
didn't get
you can do
HP
is
damage.
hold and fire closest in a line formation.
Now,
Your
my
unit
question
will
is,
lock.
what did Lemuria think was going to happen?
Well, he is a bump, so he might not have known.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have
But he
taken that
would have
promise with
seen if
this.
there were heavy cap in that one, right? Like there were 14 heavy cap. He had no
Yeah.
chance of taking that province.
Yeah, not with one of these guys. So that's a good point. I mean, 2 Centurions actually can take heavy cav if you have these. 2 Centurions, if you have some ghost screening, can take heavy cav.
Yeah.
But this is a weird thing too, because he brought enough ghosts to HP route the Centurion, which
Yeah, and I think the
doesn't make
Centurion
sense.
dies anyway, right? Because the birds can fly and they have magic
Yeah.
weapons.
Rip. I mean, these
Yep,
are
and
5 death
Galen-
gems. This is like a significant, a meaningful loss, I guess, for Lemuria. Is another way to say it.
Yeah,
Because like
and maybe that'll
the
give Caleb
Centurions you
some
get from
time
from expansion are going to be like your first war raiding parties, you know. So like you don't really want to lose them.
Yeah,
In a game, if y'all
well-
want to look at, or people watching, like my old Late Age Ulm game, I was playing Late Age Ulm. Nick Knight was playing Lemuria, and he had a Centurion that got like heroic toughness or something, and then he made it his prophet. And in Friendly Dominion, it had like 250 HP or something stupid. I mean, it was something
Oh,
ridiculous
God.
by the end of the game. So yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, those, if you get a good heroic trait on one of your starting Centurions, you like put a shroud on them so they become sacred, and then
Well, if it's the prophet, he's probably got his bless on it too, right?
yeah, then you don't need to. So. But even then, you know, casual kind of good heroic traits, you're not going to turn into your prophet. It can make sense to shroud them. So, okay. Caleb takes this. Did Lemuria expand again? You said, oh yeah. So this was the third that they
That was
lost.
the thing that they bumped. They still have a little bit of room.
No
Not a
more
ton.
forts going up in the cap circle though. So that's a little questionable.
I don't see any forts anywhere.
Caleb, we saw.
Still, I think this is really weird, right? Are you supposed to put the lab up before the temple?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think so.
I wouldn't personally spend any money on labs until I have my whole cap circle forted and
Do
templed.
you get spawned in mages when you have the lab?
Yeah, but
Okay,
I mean, it's
so there's at least a reason. For
the
it.
rate. Yeah, the rate is like once you have decently high Dominion, the rate's like 1 or 2 per
he
year.
hasn't taken his cap circle yet.
Well, yeah,
All
but
of it. That's
it's
surprising.
important to note the rate for getting the mages is like 1 to 2 a year. Once you
Yeah,
have high
it's not a
Dominion,
lot,
so it's
but
not.
it's at
It's a
least-
slow payoff.
It's at least
Over the
better
course
than
of
that.
60 turns, it's a great payoff. It's a great investment for 500 gold over like 60 turns. But over like 10 turns, it's
you
horrible.
shouldn't be slowing your early
Yeah,
development.
you're paying like $500 for one mage, maybe.
And money is low on the ground for
Right. Right. All right. So Calum, they've taken this. They've come over here and taken this. So they've got a triple expand. Oh my god! And they're
Triple
successful.
expansion. All three.
Let's look at some of these.
Even with a bump.
And
Yeah,
Caleb
he
had a
can
rough
battle
start,
people.
a very rough start.
Well, if they can preserve their
Oh, they got
commander
the
slot,
commander.
yeah, which means that -4 stats, so they don't all die in melee.
Right.
They'll still
Just
mostly
half of
die
them.
because of birds.
Yeah, it's not great versus heavy infantry because what are they even using? Are those the area
I think these are the
infantry?
Spire Horn,
Spirehorn, yeah,
the classic.
the low prot ones. Though. They only have 6
Yeah.
protection.
Wait, are there high prot ones?
Not
thought
with
they-
magic. Well, the high prot with magic weapons aren't the greatest. They don't have high prot spire horns, but they have higher prot troops, right?
Yeah. I didn't think that. I thought the Spire Horns were by definition the lower protection ones. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
They're looking decent. They still have a little bit of space. As far as it goes, they're maybe the only ones who have a really favorable matchup with Lemuria early on,
Yeah.
at least at the skill level.
They also have a super normal looking expansion. I mean, they went through some like tough times early, but I mean, they look like they expanded to like
Yeah,
normal
it's
places and didn't set
13.
horrible borders with their neighbors.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still have like 3 or 4 provinces they can go to.
Yeah.
They're like 3.
But they have like
They
what I
have-
would say are like eminently reasonable borders, and they're mostly done by turn 12. Like this looks just very
They got
reasonable to me.
reasonable fort positions that they
Yeah.
can set up. They might be setting one up to south.
They're building one on the one that they sniped from Flagra.
Did we comment on this already? I don't remember that he found a free fort here.
No.
The Jervellen Wall. That is really nice. It's a free.
Yeah.
Well, can you upgrade that
No.
to a citadel? No.
Maybe. I'm actually not sure. You might.
Check the fortification. If it's a regular castle, you might be able to. That's the magic site, though. The fortification is
I have no idea.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know how you would.
Yeah, I
test
don't
that
know.
either.
Okay. So this is looking good. Calum,
Is he making a fort in that farmland?
he's got a bunch of these iron crafters. Well, he just took
Not
this
the one he
down
just
this one.
took, but the other.
Yeah, he's
A fort's
making
under
one in that one.
construction.
Yeah.
He still has 28 unrest in that province.
Well, he doesn't have anything to patrol it anymore.
I think the thing to do is Calum is basically you fearmonger Lemuria, right? And you're like, hey guys, I'm going to be the one that's going to kill Lemuria. You get naps with your neighbors, and then you come over. Your whole goal is to just slam as many troops as you can with having some mages on advancing cast with dust to dust. And you just come over here and take all these forts. Like, I think that's the entire goal of the Calum play is like, you just make peace with all your neighbors, get non-aggression pacts, and then go get... You don't attack Lemuria until you've got like 300 troops. And then you just
and they
go kill
can really
them.
use the death gems too, right?
Yeah.
They're one of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the ones who would use them the most, actually.
Yeah.
They are literally perfectly positioned to just fly over and mess up some ghosts.
Yeah.
My only concern would be that I guess
Yep.
Slugger is probably going to take that indie province, but they're positioned to just yoink the farmland back
Yeah.
while he's building a fort there, and they might be able to see it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to leverage your... I mean, part of it's like a new player game, so it's not... You can't... Like, Diplo is pretty unreliable. Like, people may not be making good decisions.
Yeah,
But
like
in an
letting
experienced
the
player
Koreans,
game,
I think.
you would be like, hey guys, let me kill Lemuria, and then everybody would listen to you. And
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, there's some small nations adjacent to Lemuria. Ulm and Agartha are maybe not in the best position to...
you don't want to attack Lemuria with any of these
yeah.
nations. Like, you maybe could with a Flaming Arrows timing on Agartha, but like, otherwise, and maybe with Ulm, they can kind of do Flaming Arrows too. But,
Abyssia would have been okay, but not in Lineage.
yeah.
Do
I mean,
they have fire
I would
shield? I
love
don't know
this
if they
spawn as
have fire
Lemuria,
shield in
except
this
I'd be
game.
worried about Calum.
A little bit, yeah. Calum is not the strongest Lemuria counter in late age, but at least they have the accuracy strength. So that's
I think they're
helpful.
kind of the best Lemuria counter. I think, like,
I think Vadeheim is a menace to Lemuria.
yeah,
Well,
well, somebody was saying you
they-
take the heat, you heat one Lemuria, or heat 3 Lemuria for Vadeheim. I mean, honestly, I think it's actually the right build. I've never played it, but when somebody said it, I was like, yeah, that's totally right. Because all the existential threats for
There's-
Lemuria are cold.
Kind of. I think
But it's
Gath
kinda
is an
hilarious. I
okay
mean, yeah.
matchup
Huh?
because Gath has the only issue is that they eat a lot, but Givers are pretty good against little ghosts because they don't die and you just hit them with their magic weapon every turn.
Maybe. I don't think Gibbers want to be surrounded by ghosts. But, I mean, I see what you're saying. But, I mean, like, Calum is such an oppressive matchup. You fly 300 ghosts, 300 birds on a fort, you instantly crack it. And then you siege and you have your mages on advancing cast with dust to dust. Like, Lemuria can't fight you with ghosts. They can't fight you with thugs. The only way to survive that is having a pretender that can, like, fight an entire Calum army on, like, turn 10.
Best we can do this game is give you a what's it called? The Great Sage. That's our
Yeah.
best thug. That's our best pretender chassis right now.
What? Oh, he has a Lich Queen. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, those are fun.
Isn't she still?
Were there any dormant gods that woke up this turn?
Are they? That is that time. Let's take a peek. A gander. We got Wait, an Arch Seraph? Is that a cap only unit or is that a?
That is a pretender.
Robin Big Snake.
All right,
So another
I'm
rainbow.
pretty sure.
a lot of rainbows. Okay, I think we just have one more nation for this round. We've got the monkeys. We haven't done. Oh, have we done the monkeys?
We did
did.
the monkeys.
Yeah. They went
Oh,
into
with the
cave
Great
their,
Sage.
Yeah, with
pretender.
the Great Sage.
What is the pretender's name here? Number one, the number one snitty Inspector General. Weird name. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we finished this turn. What are your closing thoughts?
I think most people are in a good position.
Hopefully,
Most.
expansion ends soon, and we get to see some real fights going.
Yeah.
Well, as
We're
I
getting
said,
close.
I mean, we've got
It's
the
turn
fight
12.
brewing with Ulm and Micklin. I think that's going to be first on the menu or the agenda
Yeah.
for good fights. And I'll be honest, it looks to me like Micklin is going to ruffle stomp Ulm. Like, this is just scary.
Yeah, they're
scary,
not looking the
but-
greatest.
but Micklin's scripting hasn't been perfect with like his positioning. So I can totally see the Black Lords and like the heavy cav
Now,
just obliterating squads.
do we think he's waiting for the crossbows, or will he move out this turn?
Well,
I
he
think he
moved out prematurely last time.
That's true.
I think he roll. If I were Micklin, I would roll this turn. I mean,
Mhm.
Ulm has to make a decision which
He should
province
know
they
how much
PD dump.
PD is there, right? Like,
Yeah.
he should know how much was there.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think Ulm can really do anything. I think this army should roll them. Like, because we were even talking how the slingers are good against Ulm. You should put the slingers on Fire Archer.
Yeah, little warriors.
Yeah.
I do have to say that it is again a new player game. Yeah, he should know how much PD it is, but he did just lose one of his first stacks in the game and might be hyper
That's
focused
true.
on
He
that
might
fact
be really
and not paying
that
attention
can take,
to.
Yeah, that can take a lot of morale and confidence out of you.
I think too, like in the early parts of the game, Micklin's probably making more power per fort, or like per cap turn, because he's not resource limited. Once Ulm has their cap circle cleared, he's probably making just as much or more power per turn as Micklin. So
Yeah,
it's kind of how scales
And
nations
then
work too.
The thing with Micklin's, you're supposed to be able to scale it by making more forts.
Yeah,
And that's why
what more
very
forts?
strong. But we know that because he didn't take his 100 income province,
Right.
he does not have more income.
Yeah.
Does Ulm have two resource things north of his cap? Like, is that in that
There
province?
were
is that
3 sites in that province. I'm not
two
sure.
resource sites?
I would assume they were mines.
He's got one resource site.
One. Okay, one's a mine.
Well,
That's
there's two
the
mines.
Zan, are you still with us?
I think I had mic problems for a while.
Okay. What are your
That
closing
kind of
thoughts here?
silence.
Let's get your closing thoughts as we're finished with this turn.
I think we have a good spread of clear winners. People that other players that are not in the best positions, and then others that, if given the opportunity, can rise up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's an interesting scenario. I do want to, as a takeaway, in higher skill games, you usually don't actually want to be in Joman's position. Because with experienced players, if word gets around that you are that far in the lead,
Right.
you will have to 4v1 very early. And usually that doesn't work out.
Right.
I will say, judging by the positions now, where we see Micklin posturing towards Ulm, and Abyssea still has so much independent territory to take, they're probably looking at a 2v1 at most.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, though, if Joman, like, they're massing troops in their cap. It doesn't appear that they're going to be doing too much with them. They have a lead now, though, but they have to convert that into something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it can disappear.
All right, Grippa, who are you rooting for?
Rooting for, like, to win the game. I mean, I still think Joman's clear and ahead the favorite. I guess it just depends on what he does now. I think Abyssea can do well.
I'm always on. I think I'm on Team Late Age Satis. I want to see them flourish. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I'd love to see them do well. I just think that they're late age statistics. I don't think they can.
No, you get to Banefire, and then if the enemy only ever walks like 10 guys at a time, you eventually will hit them with the Banefire, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much.
Sounds so cool. Yeah, Banefire just sounds so cool, and then it ends up being so shit. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us, and thank you all the viewers for tuning in.
You're welcome.
Take care, everyone.